Alright, shalom, shalom. Before I begin this video, all praise, honor, and glory goes into Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakakwadash. Double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone, GMS, who rule well and teach well. Okay, and taught us this truth, as well as a sincere salutations to the elder bishops. Alright, and a sincere shalom, to you hopeful elect Akim who are pushing the words of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua all throughout the four winds of the earth. Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushua Ba'ashem Rakakwadash Barakatham to you, brothers. And this is just a short video. It is a response to the elder. I believe his name is pronounced Hawad. If I mispronounce that, then Salakia. GMS North Carolina 777. Subscribe and be edified. Times are hard. It says times are hard. I want a man. Right, and the brother just put up a few examples of different women, specifically the so-called black woman. Just some different video examples. So Lord's will, this is edifying, and then just ending it with a couple precepts, a few precepts. So I'm gonna go ahead and play the video.
Because I'm not saying this with malicious intent, but as a black American woman, I want to date black American men. That's it. I can't elaborate too much because here I know it's going to be taken the wrong way, but in my friend groups, if you know, you know.
They lied to us. They told us that the only provision a black man can give is money, and we ate it up. They trained us to make finance the primary focus of our relationship with him. They taught us that if he's not giving you money, don't even let him be a father to his child. If he's not giving you money, he has no say-so. He can't tell you nothing. If he's not giving you money, he can't make the rules in the house, because who's ever making the money makes the rules. They reduced the black man's value to his wallet, and we went along with it. And now we can't even see the priceless value that he brings that has nothing to do with the paycheck. Because a real man brings more than just money. He brings direction. He brings guidance. He brings leadership. He brings protection. But if all you're looking for is cash, you'll miss all of that. Some of y'all would rather have a rich man who's useless in every other area than a man that can actually lead you and build with you. And that's why our homes are broken.
Things I cannot stand about women in today's society, especially black women, because y'all don't roll this narrative, I don't need a man, I don't need a man, I don't need a man propaganda. Y'all don't roll that down to the ground, and it kind of irks my nerve. But I gotta let y'all do what y'all want to do. But one of the things I cannot stand is how y'all try to make other women feel bad for wanting a man. Y'all try to make other women feel bad for craving companionship and simply just wanting to go through life with somebody, and I really don't be fucking with that. I went to a women's empowerment workshop a couple of I think it was January when we had went, because I made the vision board. So yeah, it was January. I usually don't go to these workshops, but my cousin wanted me to go with her, so I went. My cousin is 18 years old. She created her vision board. She put a man and a child on her vision board. She had a degree, she had a house, she had a farm and stuff like that, and then she put a man and a child on her vision board. And people was walking around, typically black women was walking around talking about you too young to be worried about a man, you too young to be doing this and doing that and stuff like that. And mind you, she wasn't prioritized just a man. She was prioritizing a family. Me and my cousin, we come from households where we had a family. Like, I had a dad in my household. She had a dad in her household. So being family oriented and traditional, that's kind of really like all we knew. Like, yeah, they pushed us to go get our degrees and live life what we want to do. But, you know, we seen the benefit of having a man in the house. So, you know, it wasn't really nothing wrong with us wanting a man. And I don't see anything wrong with wanting a man. I go through so much shit with these men that, like, y'all try to just trauma dump on everybody else, or y'all try to just spread your misery on everybody else. And then when a woman says that I want to get married and stuff like that, y'all always make her out to be delusional, make her out to be a fairy tale, and just go to just, you know, spreading your bitterness amongst everybody else. And it's just so aggravating. No matter what I go through with a man, I'll never kill the next girl's, like, dream of wanting one. I would never do that. If a woman still wants to get married and stuff like that, I would still never just talk down on marriage. I still encourage them to get married, no matter what I go through with the man. And I've seen the benefit of having a man in the life. Like I said, a real good man, a good man that get shit done, take care of the house, and nurture you and love you and allow you to be soft and feminine. I've seen the benefit of having that. The first was 2 days ago. September 1st was 2 days ago. There was a woman that woke up somewhere and she didn't have to worry about paying rent. She didn't have to worry about paying mortgage. She didn't have to worry about paying light bills or water bills or anything like that because she found a man that actually likes her. I already know that feeling because I used to live that life. Even though the relationship was bad and stuff like that and it turned out to be bad, it was just like when the relationship was good, it was good. I miss Baddies Sunday. Now, finding a man that watch baddies, it'll probably never happen because I know a lot of men, they don't like baddies. But every Sunday, I used to cook soul food. And when I mean soul food, I mean real life soul food. Like collard greens, fried chicken, mac and cheese, yams, and stuff like that. I used to cook all of that. And we used to just sit on the couch and, you know, drink and, you know, watch baddies and stuff like that. I miss Fridays because, you know, like, he would work those long hours throughout the week. And then on Friday, he would always, like, try to take me out of town or take me out on a date and stuff like that. Like, he allowed me to be soft because I was soft with him. So, yeah, like, I've seen the benefits of having a man.
Now your ass tough. Now your ass tough. Now your ass tough. Tough and rough as they come, man. You know, you can tell she got a very masculine demeanor. She probably, you know, without getting too graphic here, she probably, you know, she probably part of the, you know, the LG, you know, PS5 HDMI community now. You know, I wouldn't doubt that. Because that seems to be the direction that a lot of women take, you know, and specifically, you know, the so-called black woman. Yet the tide is turning. We in the times of the tide turning. We in the times in which, okay, they're starting to realize what's going on or what's taking place. All right. Okay, these women, they want a man now.
I've seen the benefits of having a real man that actually likes you. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, like, when women crave that or when women try to go after that, y'all always try to make them feel bad. We go after degrees. We go after losing weight. We go after all the dreams and aspirations that we want to go after. But as soon as a woman say, hey, I want an upstanding man, y'all try to just shatter her dreams and make her feel bad about it. The realest thing that another woman said at that convention was that she likes the anatomy of a man. And yes, like, you know, don't listen to this part around y'all kids. But she likes the anatomy of a man. She likes the biceps. She likes the chest. She likes, you know, the beard and stuff like that. She just like, you know, the anatomy of a man. Although she is a virgin, the baby making sport and stuff like that, she plans to participate in that. And she kept putting emphasis on black men because she said that black men, they are a little bit more blessed in areas that other races are not. And y'all know what I'm talking about. Oh, and I didn't see nothing wrong with what she said. I was just like, hey, she wants a companion. And, you know, the baby making thing, that's what she planned to do. She don't plan on living a child-free lifestyle because she know when she get her hands on a man, she giving them 6 to 8 kids, you know? Me personally, I didn't find nothing wrong with what she said. She wants a man. You know, and if any black man out there, if you get a hold of that sister, you better start taking your supplements and doing your push-ups now, because we got a lady over here that knows what she wants. So yeah, like if you're a woman, bro, do not be afraid to say that you want a man around me. Don't be afraid to say it, because we are not lesbians. And it should be common sense that we are not lesbians. Some women still crave companionship, and there's nothing wrong with
it. Which I don't know. We kind of confused with her. We don't know. We don't know if she, that's how she get down. We don't know. This is Babylon. This is land of confusion. She probably go both ways, man. We don't know. But I'm going to go ahead and get a few precepts. And these women are through, man. Babylon is through. This place is over with. We at the end of this thing, man. All right, this is the book of Micah chapter 7 and verse 10. It says, "Then she that is mine enemy shall see it, and shame shall cover her which said unto me, Where is the Lord thy God? Mine eyes shall behold her. Now shall she be trodden down as the mire of the streets." So you're going to have them same women that was, saying, where's your God now? Talking shit. You're going to have them in a pitiful case, man. You're going to be seeing women in a very pitiful case, which we've been seeing an increase in that, man. I know brothers can speak from personal experience, You might see, a bad bitch riding an e-scooter. See, beforehand, you didn't really see, quote unquote, pretty, super attractive women, just in the workforce in droves. Yet, now because of this idea of independence, you see a lot of these women, they're trying to basically lead the life of a man, and they're fucking miserable. The woman is not designed to go to a job, fucking welding or something like that. They're supposed to be at home, man. They're supposed to be, getting the house right, getting the house in order, man. Raising up kids, making food, things of that nature. Yet now that they're fucking, you go to work, it's a woman supervisor. Here it is, it's a chick with 3-4 kids, and she your supervisor. She's supposed to be at the house. All right, so all those women that chose, their career, they're gonna be trodden down trodden down as the mire of the streets. We'll continue to go down. Micah 7 and 11. "In the day that thy walls are to be built, in that day shall the decree be far removed. In that day also he shall come even to thee from Assyria, and from the fortified cities, and from the fortress even to the river, and from sea to sea, and from mountain to mountain. Notwithstanding the land shall be desolate because of them that dwell therein, for the fruit of their doings, which includes the women." You women have a you women you women have a lot to do with America being destroyed. You got a whole lot to do with America being destroyed. This place is gonna be fucking destroyed, man. All right, and you are very heavily to blame for that. You know, because we constantly getting on Esau Edom, the self-proclaimed white man. We constantly getting on him. You know, and we cannot forget. You know, the woman. Right, so you have the so-called black man, you have the so-called black woman, you have the so-called uh, Chinese man, you have the so-called Chinese woman. You got the so-called white man, you got the so-called white woman. Right? and we can see for a fact that our women, the Israelite woman, the Israelite woman is calling out for a man. Need a solid man. All right, when in reality, you saying you need a man, men running away from your ass, man. You go to the store, men are not interacting with women like that. All right, we in them times, man. That's part of that's part of some of you women's judgment. Is just being single till you get destroyed. Single till you get destroyed. And of course, when you say single, we have to say it like like how the world says it. Single and ready to mingle. So it's really you committing adultery by a woman just sleeping with a bunch of different men. You a whore. You a whore, and that's what Babylon the Great promotes at its highest levels, man. All the top, everybody at the top of the military, academia, medicine, at the top of corporate America. All these, different areas. You have the woman committing adultery, man. Now you also have men committing adultery, Yet the spirit is getting on specifically the so-called Negro, Latino, and Native American woman. Which let's keep going. Micah 7:14. Feed thy people with thy rod, the flock of thine heritage, which dwell solitarily in the wood, in the midst of Carmel. Let them feed in Bashan and Gilead as in the days of old. Yeah, so bouncing back. Right, the Israelites have done a 180. According to the days of thy coming out of the land of Egypt will I show unto him marvelous things. The Lord is going to be performing major miracles, man, coming soon. All right, the nations shall see and be confounded at all their might. They shall lay their hand upon their mouth, their ears shall be deaf. No talking in that day. They shall lick the dust like a serpent. They shall move out of their holes like worms of the earth. Damn. It's going to be scattered. and shall fear because of thee. Salakia. Micah 7 and 17 going down. They shall be afraid of the Lord our power, Yahweh Shem Yahushua, and shall fear because of thee. Yeah, because look at what the Lord is going to do. You know, we see all the prophecies. Okay, the Lord is going to do that, you know, for certain. Who is a God like unto thee that pardoneth iniquity, right? By, saving his elect, and passeth by the transgression of the remnant of his heritage, yeah, by pardoning, his elect. He retaineth not his anger forever, because he delighteth in mercy. Yeah, the Lord delights in the salvation of the elect of the nation of Israel. Lord's will would be of the elect. He will turn again. He will have compassion upon us, right? Israel. He will subdue our iniquities, right, by causing us to stop sinning, right? That iniquity that sin upon sin, and repenting and turning to Yahweh Shem Yahushua. He's doing that for his elect. It says, and thou will cast all their sins into the depths of the sea. Thou will perform the truth to Jacob, right, whose name was later changed to Israel, and the mercy to Abraham, which thou hast sworn unto our fathers from the days of old. Yeah, because Abraham, right? Abraham, it was revealed to Abraham, okay, what was to happen. That eventually later on down the line, that there was a particular people that was supposed to spring forth, right? Because you have Abraham, you have Isaac, and eventually Jacob, whose name was changed to Israel, right? Which I'm not gonna get it, but in the book of Romans, it speaks about the adoption, how this pertains specifically to the Israelites. This message is only for the Israelites, right? The so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans. And those of you who may look like the other nations, yet your line goes back to Israel. That's what this message, that's who this message is to, the Israelites. Now, of course, all the nations are going to hear this message, yet it only applies to the Israelites. Because all hell is going to break loose. See, these women, they want a man. Nah, you ain't desperate enough. We need you worse off. All right? Because y'all going to go from you want a man to you going to be like, okay, you need a man. We just falling back through the spirit. The Lord, the Lord gonna have Isaiah 4:1 on this side. Yet it's something that we, it's not something that we're just, that's why we're, studying, trying to find Isaiah 4:1, type of precepts, although it's edifying, and it's a beautiful thing to meditate on and think about. We not just thinking about, all the women we gonna get. Nah, man. That's not important. Okay, what's important is bringing out the scriptures. And if you just so happen to get a little something, then hey, that's a bonus. All right, we gonna see that. We gonna see that coming soon. Some of these women, they gonna humble down. Most aren't. All right, and that's why they're gonna get jacked up and destroyed. Okay, and we are going to have, some of those so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native American women. You're gonna have some of them that repent, turn back to the Lord, and the Lord put the Spirit on them, to go out, and get a husband. to go out. Because a woman, I don't care what nobody say. Brothers have had it happen before. Brothers can give you personal testimonies. Ain't nothing better than a woman who you can tell she ain't a busybody. Ain't nothing better than a woman approaching you and speaking to you and really like pressing you, asking for the number, really going for you, and for a fact that she don't got nobody. She just out here looking for, a man looking for guidance. That's a beautiful feeling. And the Lord gonna be fulfilling that. The Lord gonna be doing that, in these days to come, coming soon. The Lord is gonna, have these women seeking after a man, a righteous man, and have them come across our path. The Lord's will would be of the elect, and they're gonna be able to witness certain, miracles take place, being up under, the men of the Lord. They're gonna see certain miracles, man, and that's gonna make them believe more. The more beautiful things we see, the more prophecy is popping, the more we stick, and cleave to the Lord, because we are the Lord's wives. So the more the Lord does for us, the Lord, that's our husband. The more He does for us, the more we cleave to Him, right? The more faith we have, right? And that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna keep sticking to the Lord. The Lord providing for us. All right, all through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua. All right, so with that, Lord's will, you are edified. Call halal Yahweh Ba'Hashem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem Rakak Wadash. Once again, double honors to the elder apostles of Great Millstone who rule well and teach well, as well as the sincere salutations to the elder bishops, and enough respect to you brothers worldwide teaching and preaching the doctrine of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua Ba'Hashem Rakak Wadash in 100%, accuracy, according to the doctrine of Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahushua. So Abba Ball and Kwam Yashala. All right, and these women, they're gonna be turning a new leaf. All right, things getting scary out here. Shalom.